Hey guys, it's your girl J Marie, and today we're going to be talking about skin. Hey, it's your girl J Marie, the founder of Phitnez, and by the title of this video, you already know what I'm going to be talking about. And to be honest, I've never had this much anxiety filming a video because this story is so vulnerable to me. And so I just want to apologize because I know that it's going to get long, but I really just want to make this video for everybody who's we're going through COVID-19 right now, Corona, and with outside being closed, there's a lot of time to improve yourself. So I really wanted to go ahead and put out this video for anybody who's dealing with skin issues and they want to better their skin. But I also wanted to put out this video as like a milestone marker for myself personally, just to look back at it in a few years and be like, wow, like I really did this. And so y'all have no idea what I've gone through, but let's just get into the video. Personally, for me, this all started when I was in 5th grade. And so 5th grade, I was like 10. I'm 19 now. I was like 10 years old and I began to get pimples on my chin. I want to say I was 9 though, because it was really young. Yeah, so 9 or 10, I started to get pimples on my chin. And as soon as that started to happen, like in 5th grade, nobody is going through that. Like in 5th grade is just, you're still a kid. So I was the only one who started to get acne. I was a more mature person, so like I didn't feel out of place, but I kind of did. And so when I started to get pimples on my chin, everybody and their mom was just like, why don't you use Proactive? Like, what, you know, you're too young for that. Get some Proactive. Everybody was like, Proactive. My mom at that time had Proactive in the house. And so I tried using like a little of hers, but I think she caught me at one point and was like, don't use my stuff, you know, it's not that bad. Like I was just getting 1 or 2 at that point. Sometimes it would be like a little bit more, like maybe 4 at one time, but it was nowhere close to how bad it had gotten. And so I really just want to make this story. I want you guys to understand it. My skin, like right now, you're probably looking at this, my skin is nowhere near perfect now, but how far I have come is very emotional for me. And I can't even, I'm just trying to, I hope you guys understand this, okay? So 5th grade happened. That's when I started to get pimples. 6th grade is when it started to spread. I was like 12 at the time, 11, 12. So that's when it started to like come to my cheeks. My cheeks were like the most horrible thing. And like, as I'm going through the story, I'm going to show you guys pictures, but I don't want to show you guys the pictures until 7th grade. When I turned 13, and I really want you guys to understand this, when I turned 13, I went through something very difficult in my personal life where I ended up, basically me and my best friend, we were no longer best friends anymore, and that person was a guy. And so like now that time has gone on, I realized that I had major feelings for him. And so when he exited my life, when he exited my life stage left, I was going through a lot emotionally. But I was not a very verbal person. I was more the person that like held everything in. And so I was really miserable in my life at that time. And you could see it on my face. During that time, I was also eating a lot of dairy, like pizza every other day, a lot of chocolate. I used to wear like even though my hair was like long, I used to wear my hair in my face a lot. Like I used to swoop it over my forehead, and I used to wear my hair in my face a lot because I was very insecure during that time. Like after me and my best friend broke up, I was very insecure, and I didn't, like, subconsciously, I really just didn't want people to see me. So I always wore my hair in my face, and I was just going through a really bad time emotionally. And no matter how much I smiled, no matter how much outwardly, like I was getting good grades, no matter what clubs I was in, you could still see it if you looked in my face. All of this, like, just all over my face attacking me. And it was just terrible. That acne lasted all the way until I was like 16, 17. And so years and years of my life, like from the time that I was 10, 9, 10, to the time I was like 17, 18, my face has been absolutely terrible. Like it's just clusters and clusters and clusters of pimples. And even still now, I have a lot of dark spots, but I don't, like, I'm really not insecure about it now. It's just something that I've learned to live with. And at this point, like, now that it's cleared up a whole bunch and I saw what had caused it, I'm at a totally different point with it. But back then, it was something like I got teased about constantly, and it was just something like, no matter how much I wanted for it to be gone, no matter what I tried during that time. I brought up Proactive because I tried Proactive. I tried the turmeric mask. I tried only drinking green tea for like a week. I tried only eating like vegetables for like 3 days. I tried so many things, guys, and it would like very mildly clear up, and then it would go right back down the drain. Man, I'm trying to make you guys understand without getting too emotional about this, because you guys, like, if you really knew how much I felt my skin held me back and how much it was a conversation in my life, especially when I was like 13 to like 15, my acne was at its peak worst stage. I used to get, anytime I would, this is why I don't eat Taco Bell anymore. Anytime I would eat Taco Bell, I would break out in like I was allergic to it. I would get little tiny bumps all on the side of my face. And I remember in 7th grade, I walked in the day before I had eaten Taco Bell, and the whole side of my face was just broken out. A bunch of tiny little dots, all this whole half of my face. And I remember my friend going, "Girl, you need to use some Proactive." And I'm like, "I do." And he's like, "Oh, it's not working." Like, just stuff like that. Like, if you hear that every day, it really tears your confidence down. And I'm just here to like tell you guys, I went through it and I found out what works. But with that being said, I also want to say, if you're watching this video and you're going through a time where you feel like your acne is your absolute worst, and you know, you're looking at yourself every day and you don't recognize who you see in the mirror, just know that I've been there, and that you will find what works for you, and it will get better. Even if this video and what I use doesn't work for you, even if this is not it, just know that there is hope. It is possible. There is just something going on with you chemically that you haven't found out yet, and that's what I want to get into next. So during this time, of course, I was in a bad place emotionally. But when I turned 15, 16, I had started to get more active, which led me to become in a better place emotionally. Wow, excuse me. Dang. When you're more active, that's when I began to lose the weight. If you don't know, personally, I've lost 50 pounds. I wrote a book about it, and it's only $9.95 right now. So if you want to purchase it, it's called Girl Get Your Body Fit. I will link that in the description. Shameless plug. I don't care. But at the time that I had lost 50 pounds, of course I saw a difference in my skin, but it was still to a point where I was just like, it wasn't this yet. Like, my skin is pretty smooth right now, even though I have a few breakouts going on. This is the best my skin has been since I was 9 years old. And so at that point, it still wasn't this. Like, I still had a bunch of breakouts, but it just wasn't as broken out as before. And I just got fed up. I got to a place where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something about this. I'm gonna, like, whatever it takes. Boom. And so that was the time where I really just started looking at my diet, and I was like, what is triggering me? So I eliminated milk, all dairy from my diet, and I noticed a clear up. I eliminated meat from my diet, and I noticed a clear up. I started drinking more water, and I noticed a clear up. And so those are like my triggers. I can't really have beef. Beef is like extreme no-no. Beef and pork, extreme no-nos. I would break out the next day or the next 2 days. Dairy is the biggest one, and it hurts my feelings so much because your girl loves a milkshake. I love milkshakes. I love ice cream, and I have not completely cut those out of my diet, but those are things that I can only have once a month. And like, if you know me, if I buy ice cream, and this this goes against like what I tell my clients every day, but if I buy a gallon of ice cream, that gallon is gone in 2 days, because I don't want to have ice cream around for me to eat over a month, because my face would be broken out that entire month. And so I would rather eat the ice cream, break out for like 2-3 days, and then, you know, a couple months later repeat the cycle. Like ice cream, milkshakes, what else? Cheese. Milk is the number one. Pork, beef, milk, no. And that's just for me personally. And once I cut those out, my face started to, like, when I have a lot of breakouts, I feel like my face is really puffy because everywhere is breakouts. But when I began to eat differently and eat more vegetables, of course my face went down, but it wasn't completely. And so now I just want to show you guys my holy grail of products. Guys, I went today to Target to go and get this because I had ran out. I had went down in Phoenix and I gave mine to my sister. I'm putting up this video the same day that I'm filming it, because right now, you guys saw in the video, they're only like $3.59 or something. Yeah, I got like 3 of them because I was like, usually they're $10.99. I've seen it go up to like $15.99. And either way, that's not too expensive for this, because this product is definitely worth it. But when I saw it was $3.59, I was just like, $3.59? $3.59? I'm about to stock up, okay? Because I've never seen it that low before. And so if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this is 10% benzoyl peroxide. This is like the highest dosage of this. Yeah. Guys, it's just a acne medication. I'm gonna read you what it says. Same acne medication prescribed by doctors. That is true. Guys, for the longest time, I'm gonna just put it up to the camera. For the longest time, oh, I could do it like the real YouTubers. For the longest time, my mom, we would go to like the dermatologist or like my regular doctor, and I would show them my skin, and they would prescribe this benzoyl peroxide, and you couldn't get it just by going to the drugstore and picking it up. I literally went to Target and went and got it. But when I was like at the peak of my acne journey, I started to use this, but I was never consistent with it. It wasn't until I was consistent with it, because like I would use it and I would be like cleared up. My cleared up is not actually completely clear. I would be cleared up for like a day or two, and I would get really happy and think that I didn't have to do anything and not pay attention to what I was actually using. This is that deal. Like 10% benzoyl peroxide, that's the stuff. So what happened was, and I literally have the video. So this is what my skin looks like 2 days after using the peroxide. I haven't been using it long at all, but I just wanted to do a pre-video. where I was like, I just got my benzoyl peroxide, like I'm about to have clear skin, and I started to use it consistently, and that's when I started to see the most difference in my skin I had ever saw. That was 16 to 17. However, I was still getting breakouts, and I wasn't all the way there yet. 17 to 18 is when my skin cleared up dramatically, and that's where I took the picture that you saw in the thumbnail. I just want to describe to you guys the place that I was in. So that picture particularly, even though my skin is not completely, like, my pores, they don't close, and so my skin is very textured in that picture. However, in that picture, I was in a really good place in my life. I had a lot of love in my life, and my grandma was in town because I had just graduated, and that was just a very happy moment. Not a happy moment, but just a happy time in my life, like emotionally, compared to when my acne was the worst. And I'm showing you guys all these pictures. Compared to when my acne was the worst to that picture, emotionally, I had changed and I had grown as an individual. And I think that's like top two most important things between what you're eating and who you are as an individual. If you're unhappy and you're in a relationship that isn't serving you and you hate your life, there's no way that your skin won't show it. It's just, or that your breath won't show it, or that your hair won't show it. It's ingrained in us that who we are on the inside shows on the outside. And so compared to the other picture, I was just feeling a lot of love in my life, and I felt a lot of potential because I was working towards my future, and everything was coming into place for me, and I had just cut my hair. It was just, I had truly did a 360, 180, because I'm trying to say I flipped. I'm not trying to say that I went back to the same point for anybody who wants to add me. No, I had completely like turned around in my life. And so at the point where my acne was completely terrible, and I'm talking about all those pimples. I wish I had a picture of that. All those pimples on the side of my face, to the picture that you see where my skin is practically clear and I just have some pores and texture issues. Like, the difference in my personal life is what made the most impact for me. Because I swear to you guys, if I hated my life right now, and if I didn't feel the love in my life right now, and if I was just completely miserable, you guys would definitely see it in my skin, and it would have never cleared up, is what I'm trying to say. Like, that difference is remarkable. But I was talking about products I was using on my face. So benzoyl peroxide, definitely. When my skin began to clear up, I was challenging myself a lot in my life, which forced me to drink absolute tons of water. Like, when I say tons, I mean sometimes up to 2 gallons a day. I was running in the heat a lot, 120-degree weather, doing like miles at a time because I'm crazy. But I was drinking a lot of water. So I don't want you to think like it was just this stuff. However, at the same time, I was using Cetaphil. I'm sorry, my bottle is disgusting. That's just this. I'm not going to get you all close to it because what in the world? I was using Cetaphil. I was using the benzoyl peroxide, and then a rose oil. I would put that on my face. I did that twice a day. I would do a day and night. That's what I realized that I needed in my life. If you're going through acne and you're like on your journey right now, please comment below because I know the struggle is real. Oh my God. Okay. So let me backtrack to last year. Last summer, I went through a terrible breakup, and my skin just showed it so much. Like, my skin was the absolute worst last summer that it had been up until this point, because I told you guys I had been clearing up. Like, the picture that I put in the thumbnail was at the beginning of the summer, and then mid-summer we broke up. And so I was just going through it, and then I started college, and I wasn't sure how I was eating here yet, and so my skin was disastrous. And then I met this foreign exchange student at my college, and his skin was just amazing. His culture, he's from Kuwait, his culture is just a culture of like taking care of yourself and stuff. And so like when he saw my breakout, he we have again to get closer or whatever, and so I was over at his place, and he was just like, hey, I want you to try this stuff and see if it helps you. And I'm like, what stuff? Himalaya Herbals, that's the name of this brand. It's all in Arabic, but the stuff works. My favorite is the like lemon face wash. I don't use an astringent anymore or a toner anymore because of the lemon face wash. The lemon face wash. Because it has lemon in it, and when you like put it on your face, it has, oh my god, this stuff, like, I love it. I really do. It has the little what are those called, like the little balls in it, and so when you're rubbing it on your face, you really feel it getting exfoliated. It's like a gel, it's a gel type texture. Yeah, I love this stuff. And so I use this coming into my current routine, which is this. So I use this. Sometimes this can be a little harsh on my skin. It makes it a little raw. And I really feel like that's just because every day our skin is like renewing itself. And so this really helps to pull off that dead skin. I don't use this every day though, because my skin is very sensitive, believe it or not. And so I use this like every other day or every 2 days. But what I pair it with is this daily scrub. This is like the same thing, except less, it doesn't have lemon in it, so it's not as abrasive. And then the last thing that I have here from their line is this like neem mask. I only use this once a month or once every 2. Nah, I use this on average like once a month. And I just use this when I notice that I have a lot more blackheads than usual. I've been getting blackheads in like this area for some reason. I don't know why, but I try to like keep this on there, and it helps a whole heck of a lot. After I use that as my daily face wash, what I go in with next is that 10% benzoyl peroxide. After that, I just go in with my cocoa butter. Using is Palmer's cocoa butter formula. It has vitamin E in it. Yeah, I just like this because it's moisturizing while also not being too oily. Sometimes I can put too much of it on, and so you'll see me and you'll be like, ooh, greasy face. But most of the time, this lasts me pretty much all day. If it's a winter season, like the one I just went through, unfortunately, then I'll pair that with Vaseline, hit the corners of my mouth, hit my nose. We're good. That's that. But at night, it's something totally different, and I'm really glad that this came today. So this is Curology. Love your skin every day. I have a cleanser, a custom formula to my skin, and a moisturizer. It says Invisible Skin starts here. I think that's so cute. Y'all, Curology, okay, like I had to preface this with this video is not sponsored, but I have to tell y'all, Curology is my baby. I have to admit, like, if I didn't do my other stuff, I really don't think Curology, I don't think that it doesn't work, but I don't think it wouldn't work as well. Like, my hydrogen peroxide is my holy grail of products, as well as using like vitamin E or rose oil on my skin. That's the reason I use the cocoa butter, is because it has that vitamin E in it. The rose oil that I used before had vitamin E in it. That my skin really responds to that. However, I just got this today. Y'all, I haven't ran out of, they love to give product. I think I'm gonna have to cancel this. because I haven't ran out of the one that they gave me last month. And like it says, it comes with, they changed it. Okay. It comes with a cleanser. This cleanser is just like Cetaphil, except it smells like coconut. I love it. It comes with a moisturizer. But guys, this product right here, is the reason why you get results. The way that Curology works, sorry, I just threw that on the ground. The way that Curology works is you go on there, you take a quiz, you tell them how your skin is. You go on there, you take a quiz, you tell them how your skin is. They need to use that as a jingle. That's okay. And you take a picture, you send in the picture, and then you get your own dermatologist. The dermatologist is a skin doctor. You get your own dermatologist who prescribes a formula for you. And for this particular product, it tells you exactly what's in it. I can't pronounce like two of them. Let me see if I'm gonna try. Niacinamide. Niacinamide. And it has clindamycin. Guys, when I saw clindamycin in this product, I already knew that it was going to transform my skin, because every contact that I've ever had with clindamycin has done something for me. When I was like 15 years old, I had my mom's friend used to sell clindamycin. I don't know how she was getting her hands on the stuff. Low-key, I think it was kind of sketchy. But clindamycin, I was using it at 10% or like some extreme percent, and it made my skin peel so much. But I was happy with the peeling because it was like revealing a new layer of skin. However, I couldn't control when the peeling would happen. So anytime I would get my skin wet, my skin would start peeling. And when you're using that during the summer and you're at the pool, you, like, even if I didn't use the stuff for days, every time my skin would get wet, my skin would start to peel. And so that's why I don't use clindamycin by itself anymore. But I'm telling you, when the skin would peel, it would be a whole new layer of skin, and I would be like, ooh, who is she? However, then I would go to the pool with my friends and get out the pool, and my skin dries, and they're like, girl, your skin is peeling. I'm like, I can't control it. Fast forward a couple years later, I had a procedure last year. Yeah, I had a procedure last year, and I had to take antibiotics for it. The antibiotics that they prescribed for me was clindamycin, and when I took them orally, my skin cleared so much. And so clindamycin is that jam. I love it, and I really wish that I could take it every day. I don't think that that's healthy for you, taking an antibiotic every day, but clindamycin is something about it. I don't know what it is, but that is the truth. Also, it has Azelaic. I'm sorry, I'm incompetent, y'all. Azelaic Acid. I showed y'all the label, so y'all know what it got it in. Yeah, I put this on my face, and it does its thing. It's, the prescription itself, like for mine personally, it says to use it every day at night, and so that's what I do. I use it every day at night. Also, like, before I end this video, I just want to tell you guys, having a brush in my life to like exfoliate every single day, I think that's what it is. Like, that's why it works. It has changed things for me. I won't say that this is the actual thing, because obviously it's like moisturizing into my skin that is like helping it to work. But the brush itself, like using my hands as least as possible, or not using a rag or something, the brush, it really gets it in there. Like, it's just like in there. Excuse me, where a towel couldn't do that. And so, yeah, that makes a difference. If you can't, personally, like, Walmart was at a fluke where, you know, like, sometimes they just mark their products wrong. And so they didn't have a tag on this. And when I went to, I was like, well, how much does it cost? I asked somebody to price check it for me. They couldn't price check it for me. And so when I went to ring it up, these can be like $10.99 to $15.99. Some of the more expensive ones, you can get these for like $50 if you get a real like Clarisonic or something. But guys, I got this for $3 and it's battery powered and it's awesome. I just take off this little thing. It's detachable. Sorry. Oh, it's wet still. I take off this little thing. It's detachable. It came with like 3 brushes, but I haven't felt the need to change it yet, because what I do whenever I feel like this is just yucky, I just pop it into a container that has rubbing alcohol in it, sterilize it, like let it sit in there for a few hours, rinse it off, and then I pop it back on and I use it. And so that's really it. Besides that, I use rose water. Get in rose water at least once a week. I don't personally see the difference in my skin from using rose water. I've never just like tried to use rose water by itself to see what it does, but it just makes you feel good when you miss something. When you're in mist, it makes you feel like you're angelic. So if you're into that type of stuff, raising your vibration or whatever, then get you some rose water. Besides that, what I preach to the core is like really assess yourself emotionally. If you're in a terrible place in your life emotionally, of course your skin will be terrible. But don't focus so much on your skin. Focus on what it will take to make your life better emotionally. For me, it was starting something that's bigger than me. Fitness is like entirely bigger than me. We've coached hundreds and hundreds of people now, help people get results, and personally getting my own results. Like just trying to achieve something that was bigger than me really led to something that I can't even believe the position that I'm in to be able to even talk to you guys. Not just on YouTube, but across all of my platforms, which if you're curious, I'll link them down below. Of course, this channel is called Fitness with J. Marie, and I want this to be more vlog style videos. But my point is, when I was in a bad time emotionally and my skin was at its worst, I started fitness, and it led me to become much more than I was, which led me to be in a better place emotionally. And so if you start to think about that, if you start to think about your future or what you really love to do, and you start focusing on that, it'll bring so much more love in your life and so much more accomplishment in your life, and it will raise your confidence so much, and your skin you will see it in your skin. If you're not going through a bad time emotionally in your life and you still feel like your skin is not at its peak, just take a look at your nutrition. I know a lot of people break out from birth control or other substances that they're ingesting that they don't even think, oh, this could be the reason why I'm breaking out. Just really think about it. Is it the chicken that you're eating, the type of chicken that you're eating? Is it that restaurant that you can't get enough of? Like, just try cutting out things here and there. And it really, like, when you really become dedicated to trying to figure out why is your skin acting the way that is, you will get some answers. I'm dang on proud of myself. Like, I can't get enough of it. I'm taking pictures of myself every day. And it has been a journey. Like, this journey has been 8 years long, and it's still not over, because I really want to clear up my dark spots. And so as soon as I find a routine for that, or if they fade with the regimen that I'm currently using, I'll let you guys know and do an update. Other than that, don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Work, sweat, achieve. You are watching J. Marie. Bye.